Good morning. Welcome to your Tuesday morning, early morning intuitive guidance. After it started, I decided I had to make an adjustment because you were looking at my chin. Welcome. I'm Dr. Bonnie Nussbaum, here with some words to brighten up your day, give you something to think about. I like offering quotes, etc., things that get my coaching clients rolling and hopefully will have the same impact on you. And we have a card from a deck that we haven't seen in a while because I purposely picked out this deck. It just felt like it was time for us to get a little blast from this deck. Good morning, Lucy. Welcome. You are the first one here today. Awesome. Welcome, welcome. Good morning. Thank you for the sunshine. Hopefully we'll have some today. Yesterday, as my sister drove home headed south, she said, yeah, I got to Oshkosh and the sun's out and it's shining. I'm like, nope, we're still in the gloom. So it's supposed to get warmer the next couple of days. Not today, but the next couple of days. So I'll have to take advantage of that. Get out and get some fresh air. So how's everybody doing this morning? Let's just take some nice deep breaths. In through the nose. Out through the mouth. Next one in a little deeper. In through the nose. Out through the mouth. Good morning, Cindy, and it looks like someone else has popped on also. Glad you are here. Welcome, welcome. Just some nice deep belly breaths, bringing yourself into the present moment. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Shaking off the night. I had yoga yesterday, and today I'm like, oh yeah, I can feel where I stretched a few things that hadn't been stretched in a while. So, yes, we've got up to 3 of you. We'll just get started, and we'll see who else pops on. Today we have the Nature Portals deck by Bruce and Carol Malner. Inspiration through the peace and beauty of nature. Good. I'm glad you love the breathing because it really does get you paying attention. I see I got a shadow there. Really does get you paying attention to what's going on in my body and grounding ourselves in our body, which is our earth vehicle. It's what we're moving around the earth in. So we need to take good care of it. And one of the ways we take good care of it is by recognizing what's going on within it, being present within it, instead of it just being a vehicle to move our heads around the world, right? Good morning, Beth. Welcome. Glad you're here. Awesome, awesome. So one more nice deep breath. And out. And here's our card for today. Beautiful autumn leaves. We're a little past that here at this point. We do have snow on the ground. I know some of you a little south probably do not, but we have a little bit of snow on the ground that's hanging around. I think tomorrow it will probably melt, but for today, it's here. This is called Appreciate Nature's Patterns. Appreciate Nature's Patterns. Good morning, Gwen. Glad you're here. Looks like a couple others have maybe slipped past. Welcome, welcome. Really happy you're all here so we can all appreciate nature's patterns together. Yes, cold, darn cold. I think we were in the teens yesterday morning. I think we probably are again this morning. But the moon, amazing, amazing, amazing. So appreciating those things can help make a lot of this easier to get through. And in fact, that was one of the things I learned living in the UP for 7 years, was I could come to appreciate. Good morning, Catherine, and glad you are here. Come to appreciate UP winter mornings because it was crisp, it was beautiful, it was fluffy, sparkly snow, not the wet, heavy stuff we tend to get here in Wisconsin. It was just beautiful, just beautiful. So let's see what this has to tell us. Here's our card again. You can see those pretty leaves spaced out on the branches. The natural world abounds in eye-catching patterns. Good morning, Carolyn. Welcome, welcome. Here's our card for today. We have some leaves we're talking about. Have you noticed the evenly spaced leaves on a branch? There it is. The symmetry of a sunflower. That's sacred geometry right there if you look at a sunflower. Amazing. The feathers on a bird or the scales on a fish. Recognizing patterns is soothing and comforting to our human nervous system. I remember when my kids were little and starting school, Lauren came home at one point and said, we learned patterns today. We are finding patterns in everything. So she marched around the house and was pointing out all the patterns she noticed. And I thought, well, that was a cool thing to teach them how to do, to pay attention to, because it's going to bring them more into the present, right? Pretty nifty. Pay attention to the orderliness in the universe by allowing yourself to notice patterns and order around you. Look up, high into the trees, and low at the ground beneath your feet. See patterns in the distance as well as right before your eyes. Once you begin, you'll see patterns everywhere. And the quote is by DeWitt Jones. A fish lazily moves its tail and creates a pattern of light and shadow worthy of hanging in the finest gallery. There's a new show every day, every hour, every minute. We've but to open our eyes. So let's just do it. No. Wow. Maybe they've adjusted that so that doesn't happen anymore. Kudos to Facebook. Rock on. All right. So I want you to look around your space. Where do you see some patterns? So the first one I notice is I've got a little planter here. It's actually meant, let me grab it here so you can see. It's actually meant to be a planter, but I've turned it into a pencil holder. It's got little bees on it all the way around because my Mary Kay unit was called Bonnie's Busy Bees. So, but patterns, the ridges in the side of it. What do you have for patterns as you look around? What else do you see? I notice the flowers, the floral pattern in the lace curtains is a pattern. It repeats, kind of like wallpaper. Remember how wallpaper, when you put it up, you had to pay attention to where the pattern lined up, and there was every so many inches the pattern would repeat. And if you had little bitty patterns, it was much easier to match than if you had a great big pattern. Who remembers wallpaper? Actually, I hear, yes, rug pattern. There we go. Awesome. Good, good, good. Thank you, Gwen. I would just found a house on Zillow and sent it to my sister, and it was straight out of the 70s. Straight out of the 70s. The foil wallpaper. Remember that foil wallpaper? So every room in this house had shag carpet and foil wallpaper. It was like a blast from the past. It was really kind of cool. What else do you see for patterns? I see the stripes on my shirt. A decorative pattern in the wood on the computer desk. Yes, awesome, awesome, awesome. And that wood grain tells us a whole lot, doesn't it? Tells us a whole lot about what's going on with that, what went on with that particular tree. Yes, raking shag carpet. Yeah, and so I imagine what kind of state this carpet is in. You can't really tell from the pictures because you fluff it up and stuff, but I'm sure it's had its run. Let's put it that way. So today I'd like you looking for patterns. Again, A, because it's soothing, but B, I'm going to add in a B here that I think is really important. When we look at patterns in history, we can learn a whole lot that's relevant for right here, right now. Several people yesterday I was talking to, and we were remarking about the repetitious patterns in history that seem to be occurring again right now. The stuff that sounds very similar to Nazi Germany, the stuff that sounds very similar to the Civil War, etc., etc., etc. And when a pattern is longer occurring over time, we tend not to pay attention to it. So when I did my Wealth Mastery class for Tony Robbins, he talked about there being financial patterns that reoccur, but many of them reoccur in 80-year cycles, 100-year cycles, whatever. It's a much broader reoccurrence, and so we don't pay attention to it because it's, for many of us, beyond a lifespan. But that quote, those who don't pay attention to history are doomed to repeat it, oh, we're seeing that in spades, aren't we? Aren't we? So time to start paying attention to the patterns. Start paying attention to what's repeating. What sounds familiar? What sounds similar to something we've heard before? If it walks like a duck and it quacks like a duck, So, patterns. We're going to pay attention to patterns today. Fun ones, the ones that are going to be soothing for our nervous system, but also the ones that are maybe very important to pay attention to in terms of, we've seen this before. Didn't go so well the last time. Probably not going to go so well this time. I wonder what the options are in terms of shining the light on that pattern that seems to be repeating. And again, there's many things that we can't fix. As an individual, as someone living a particular life we may not be able to fix. But let's talk about it. Let's put it out on the table. Hey, I'm noticing this. Have you been noticing this? Because informed people make better decisions. Informed people make better decisions. So let's get that stuff out there. What are you noticing? Notice. I also think that the more we can draw in creativity, nature's very creative, isn't it? The amazing, just the plethora of birds. What an amazing array, right? So if nature can show us that kind of stuff, what else can nature help us in terms of creating, looking at things through a different lens, right? We do our lens thing, right? What lens are we looking through? Are we repeating history because we're not cleaning off the lenses? We're getting caught up in the rhetoric, the stuff that's spoon-fed to us. I just want you to tell me what to think. I don't want to have to think myself. No, no. Don't give away your power of free thought. Do not give that away. Pay attention. Pay attention. As my dad would say, there's going to be a test. Pay attention. So here is our card for the day. Have an awesome time looking at patterns. Enjoy your Tuesday. We'll see you again tomorrow. Remember, you're capable of far more than you think you are. Bye-bye.